Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB, Radio Free Britannia. And no other freaking better place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, lunch with no other than the dynamic duo, Laz and Jack.
And greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
This is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the news so you don't have to.
Don't have to. That's right. Bringing you our own brand of news and technical difficulties like every other day around here. Welcome to the show today, boys and girls. Today is Tuesday, March 7th, 2017 here inside Shrouded Avatar. And of course, we got all sorts of good stuff coming up, but first let me get the stream actually functioning here. wait. Jack, go ahead and take it away.
Did you forget to hit start today?
No, it's actually telling me it cannot connect to the stream today.
Whoops.
Yeah, I don't know why. Something about my key not functioning, which, I don't know. It's been streaming every other freaking day. Why would that change now? I have no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah, just my luck.
Which key is it?
It's all good. It's the stream key. He has to go into
the
his Twitch
Windows
settings.
Key. Yeah, press your Windows key.
No. He's got to go into his Twitch settings, get the key.
Or is it the Alt F4?
Yep. F1 for free porn, if you ever played CS. And I think that was like 1.456, something way early. So we do have stand-up corner for you guys while Laz is trying to get his stream back up, and hopefully he'll be able to join and catch up with us. Don't forget, our stand-up corner is where the devs sit there and say, hey, I worked on this yesterday, I'm working on this today. We get to randomly interpret what they meant by these things, and then from there, after we randomly interpret them, we pretty much make up other things. We only state facts because we provide the truthiness for everybody out there.
We interpret the news so you don't have to. That's right.
Hey,
that's right.
It's not fake news. Have you not checked out the latest logo? I mean, it was updated on the.
How can you not trust? Website. How can you not trust that logo? I tell you.
It even says New Britannia News Network in Old Runic. In Runic.
Ooh, I gotta fix that too.
Got to fix lots of things. So, stand-up corner from yesterday, Monday. Remember, today's Tuesday. Taco Tuesday, where Sid may or may not have the tacos. Sid
always brings the tacos.
You gotta start off your day with a breakfast taco just to make it.
There you go.
You gotta round things out. So over in the art department, Bob the Builder.
Cult of Bob.
He was working on the Virtue Topiary and display cases. Virtue Topiary. I wonder which virtue they're going to make that topiary into. I'm hoping that it's the anti-virtue of the which carnality one. Which one was that one?
Oh,
I forgot the name of it.
Your favorite, and you forgot the name already? I don't know why.
I was distracted by the symbol. I mean, I know what the symbol is.
That's what the problem was. Is you were distracted by the symbol too much.
Yeah.
That was your major problem.
Yeah. So, new guy Damon. He's working on the flame fist. He's trying to make sure that he gets that fist all the way in there. He's taking lessons from Led Zepp on how to get it done properly.
Get her done.
What?
Well, hey, Led Zepp, where's your flame fist for you?
Flame Fist.
Flame Fist.
It's in my
That's what
pocket. It's in my pocket.
Damon's working on. He's trying to get the fisting done.
Working on the Flame Fist working.
I use Earth Fist.
Oh, you only use Earth Fist, not the Flame Fist? Okay. So you
He
like
has
the Muddy
he
Fist.
has a little compassion.
He likes
Doesn't want to make it hurt too much, you know.
That's right. Love some respect for the ladies.
Yeah. Fletcher,
Fletch. No.
Felcher.
he's working on the vile weapons and wood ducks.
Vile weapons.
I know, vile weapons.
Vile weapons.
So maybe that means that we're going to end up with the Chris in game, and then we really will have all kinds of duo-centric weapons.
Well, we got all sorts of stuff coming out, and
Yeah.
Fast and Furious.
yes, very fast and furious. And
Fast and Furious
I
changes.
got a topic for after all this that should be of interest to everybody, and we'll go over and take a look at. But let's
you
go ahead
referring
and
to
get this.
The time sync is real?
No, actually, that wasn't the one. We can cover that one as well. I forgot about that one. We never did get to that yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get to it eventually.
We'll get to everything eventually, folks. And of course, if you missed something, you can go back and catch us on YouTube. See what you missed the day before, because all sorts of interesting stuff happening out there. We post all sorts of stuff that if you're not keeping up, you're gonna miss.
What?
Well, yeah.
Did I miss something? What I miss?
Yeah, you miss every show every day, even when you're sitting in there.
Yeah, we spend half the hour before the show trying to tell Led Zepp things that we told him a month ago.
on,
What? How did I get my pants on? How'd that happen?
I don't know, 1 foot at a time. Kevin working on the hair transparency.
Aw.
Reed
Hair
working on.
transparency.
Yeah.
Is that
Well,
bald?
he's trying to make
Yeah,
it.
sounds
actually-
bald to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's what it sounds like.
That's what jackass hair transparency.
Well, that would imply that there's hair there.
Right.
Moving right along.
Stomped.
I broke the drain.
The dream is broken.
Train of thought.
Hey, Reed working on weapons as decorations and pavers.
Pavers. So we're gonna get pavers for roads, not pavers for walkways, right?
Well, I wouldn't even call that a walkway. I would have called that
There's a sidewalk.
a paver for a forest trail that's very rarely used. I mean,
Okay.
that thing was so friggin' skinny. It's like, yeah, it was a game trail. That's what it was. A game trail.
Lane. It's a lane.
Yeah. Over in design, Seawolf
Sea wolf.
working on a waterfall out in Serpent Spine's mine and laying down the track for the mine
Laying
carts.
down the track.
He's
That's
laying
right.
down the track. I mean, so he's trying to make sure that he's got the guide straight to the entrance to the hole.
Is that the same as laying cable?
Not quite the same as laying cable. When you're laying track, there's a lot more skid marks involved.
We'd rather be laying pipe, right?
Yeah, you'd much rather be laying pipe than tracks. I mean, because the tracks, I mean, that just lets everybody know where you went.
And thank you guys, yes, for all your reports out there. Everything seems to be functional again.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, time to go rip the spit and chicken wire out of that box and get a couple of looks in there and see what might be going on.
Hey, Laz, technical difficulties long. House.
That's right.
That's right. Oh,
The
Dan,
man, the myth, the legend in his own mind.
Dan the man working on the map kickoff meeting and spawning ruins and player town data.
The hell's so funny there?
Lum the Mad.
You gotta be paying attention.
Yeah, you gotta pay attention, man. Lum the Mad.
Lum
missed
the
it,
Mad.
Working on Artifice and Community and Harvest NPCs. Sorcerer Steve is working on the map kickoff meeting and starting a new map.
New map. Ooh,
Yep.
that's a thing that makes you go, definitely.
Where's this new map at? When is
Yeah, well,
And
we were
then
talking about maps the other day. We'll talk about that later. That's just a side.
That's right. Then List Rostov was working on trying to find his Medicaid alert necklace because he has fallen and he can't get it up.
He's fallen and he can't get up.
Get it up.
I know. It's
Laz.
when you keep on falling down, I mean, there's something that needs to be said. I mean, got to work on
Get
that
up.
stability. I mean, is it an
Working
inner
on
ear
walker.
problem?
Fall.
Does he need a walker for the fall or what? So then over in tech, we did have Bobby working on bugs
Bobby Thompson. Bug.
and sound effects support and robot testing.
Yeah, robot testing. Make sure those robots are ready for the telethon.
Are you sure about that?
I don't know. I keep seeing my name added to the robot list, and Richard keeps changing it around. I'm on one list. I'm on another list. I'm on this bot. I'm on that bot. So I just keep getting emails. And apparently they're working on it. So
The fun part you have to remember is one of those robots, the battery dies after like 30 minutes.
the one I use, Gort, is pretty stable. Last time I used it, it rocked for the whole time and didn't let it get charged down too much. And of course, took a break. Put it on the dock, and from the
Came
dock
back
you
later.
get that whole front door area. So I was able to watch all that fun stuff. But you can check that out on the Christmas party stream.
Yep.
You can
JY?
watch Jack lose his VR glasses in the
No, I was so sad about that. Hey, but
White Elephant Christmas.
Sid
exchange.
did get the tampons, so the bloody rags from Lord British and Darkstar.
Now, just out of curiosity, real quick, did anybody else just experience that with the music?
I mean, the little
What?
hitch.
That Scrota. I've noticed that if music has blank pauses in it lately, the game music will overtake it as if there is no music playing, and then when the music starts playing again, it comes back. And I don't
that
know.
happens when there's a pause that's too long. But I normally play with the music off, so I don't notice it.
Okay.
music's off,
I
so-
just recently noticed that, and okay, I'll go ahead and jot that down for a bug.
Okay. JY
I
working
just thought
on.
it was
Now I
me.
forgot what I was going to play. Thanks.
You were gonna
I'm just
play
kidding.
Inagata Davida.
And I got it. Yeah, baby.
JY
KY's
working on
doing
the
what? What's
Asset
KY
bundle
doing?
performance. Wizard Smoke.
Assets. He said assets.
He's puff passing it for the trial support because some people can't even get to the game login. And web review and deck limits and magic movers.
No limits. No limits.
Yeah, the Deathbringer one and only working on cloth. Still not a solid object, so it has gaping holes as he works on the simulation. I still think that the much easier solution would have been to actually make all cloth a solid object.
But then it wouldn't flow, right?
Well, it would have required them to like recode certain aspects of it, but I think the longer they
Well,
delay
don't you
that,
think if it
it's
was
going to
that
be-
easy, they would have done it that way?
Well,
I think it's the
did I-
processing
did
usage.
did I not say that it would require some coding?
Oh, yes. Well, that's
Yeah.
beside the point.
Yeah. And so the tech weight, they're like, we'll deal with these holes. Try to fix them eventually. Burning Toad
Moving right along. The burn.
is sharing the trial testing with Wizard Smoke and updates and patches and metrics because the Imperial system is way too complicated.
The Imperials, they got shot down.
I know.
Hate the metric system.
We're gonna relocate to the metric system and never do it.
9 millimeters.
Still don't
That's
know
the
how
metric
many
system.
kilograms I weigh. No clue. Do that math.
No clue.
American.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
Somewhere.
There is. But Led
Ta-
Zepp will never find it.
Yeah.
Stones. We measure in stones here, man. Don't forget it.
That's right. Caslo working on refactoring of the web store architecture and PayPal support and sales support. Over in QA, Seraphina's the only one there as she works on trying to find some sanity and customer service
While
and
providing that awesome customer service to you boys and girls out there. That's
regression
right.
testing. Which takes us to the useless overhead group where we've got a full house, it appears, with the Dippy Bird working on cheat monitoring.
Everybody's back. Cheat monitoring. That's right.
Yay, cheats.
Better watch out. Evil Chris is watching you.
That's right. And a Unity upgrade and playtesting.
Are we gonna actually see it?
Maybe.
Maybe.
The Gorn. He's back to the general business
Business.
and metrics.
There's that metrics again.
That's right. Barrick. Waiting for something for Barrick. You got nothing for Barrick? Nothing.
The elk.
Worked on telethon planning and reports and community update and flash
Matt
sales
Anderson.
and forums.
Our lovely community leader.
That's right. You know what? I noticed Leo
What
the
did you
sound
notice?
guy.
Leo, the sound guy, has not been there.
For a little bit.
Maybe he's on vacation. You know, these guys
Maybe.
actually do take some time off from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not slave drivers.
Time off.
Whip it.
Vacation.
Not everybody's like the Attenwood, first guy in, last one out, and then comes back for another 2 hours because he didn't know whether he remembered to do something or not. You know, not everybody's that dedicated.
Depends on the day.
That's right.
Then Hutch was working on integrating some assets
Assets.
and meetings. Lord British,
The man himself.
the guy who never works on the game,
The guy who wasn't in Soul Town over the weekend, greeting all the new players, saying hello, asking them their opinions.
Yeah, nope, never heard of him.
Never see him in game. Not that guy.
Not that guy. Yeah. He may have Jira'd in
Playing
general
around
business,
in Jireland.
and he wants you to know that Taco Tuesday.
He
is
had
coming
his
with
breakfast taco.
tacos. That's
And he
right.
started Monday off with breakfast tacos. He didn't
Breakfast
wait for
tacos on
Taco
Mondays.
Tuesday.
Yeah. In community.
Better than Wheaties.
And for the record, don't forget, Lord British has a crap ton of Jira entries and probably more game time than most players.
That's right. He is number 2 in Jira entries, last I heard.
Although he may have overtaken that because
I don't think so. Only because the in-house entries are, he's doing them on the fly from wherever he is.
I know.
everything
though.
He does it so much
I've
that he
seen
has
it in a
songs.
bar at midnight Jira-ing. I've seen him in the breakfast in the morning Jira-ing. I mean, I've seen it, so I know.
Yeah.
You've seen it.
Yeah. Then Chaox was working on patch notes and weekly update email and flash sales and telethon planning. And last but not least, the Drunk Star working on a weekly update, trial direction and forums and telethon planning and meetings.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's what our devs said they were working on yesterday.
They're working on. Said they're working on. Whether they're actually working on it or not today is another story.
Yeah.
Of course, you'll find that out tomorrow when we tell you what they posted for today. Very simple. But moving right along, the topic I just posted down there in Discord is one that I wanted to talk about. And then there was also another thing, but I want to talk to Thex about that before we ever mention it on air.
Hey, over the weekend, this just came in on my Twitch stream. Lord British was also playing around with it.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Again, I know he was in Sultan. I got some nice video clips. We had List, of course. List is always out in Sultan meeting new people and hanging out. And
I think
Atos was out there fighting with some people. You gotta see the crowd that came, when newbies are trying to spar with Atos.
Yeah, and he's just standing there doing nothing.
Yeah. Well, of course, people are standing around, and of course, the seasoned guys come along and they get a fight. So a new guy goes, "Hey, can I try and spar you?" And of course, whack, dead. Lord British come by and say, looks like a bunch of unfortunate people died here.
Wait.
And of course, I had to let them know it was at Atos' hand.
You need to look at right now, local chat. For Jabbering Bertha, she recognizes that it's Taco Tuesday because she asks, "Are you hungry?" I think I'm hungry. It's been ages since I've had a taco. I just love tacos.
Don't see that anywhere.
Yeah, I've never seen a Jabbering Bertha thing. How are you seeing that?
Especially when eating tacos.
Nothing for Jabbering Bertha anywhere on my screen.
Obviously, you don't have the local chat up.
In one of these, I've got to have local chat. Yeah, local chat's there. I got nothing from Jabbering Bertha there.
Yeah.
Is it part of the combat?
Maybe only you see it.
You okay, Jack?
No. I don't have it's lists, or maybe it's under miscellaneous.
Take your medication this morning?
No, list is the one that's actually holding the Jabbering Bertha right now.
I see that. Yeah.
Not seeing it.
I see
Don't
that.
get it.
Maybe it's under miscellaneous.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't
But
see
Jabbering
it.
Bertha's in his left hand.
Nah, I don't see it.
Did you turn on NPC?
I ain't going through all that just to see
I ain't going to that
I got enough
crap.
problems around here.
Yeah, what's
Messing
going
with my
on?
settings live during the show. Come on now.
Turn on
Give me a break.
It must be an
Laz
NPC,
Laz technical difficulties long strikes again.
That's right. But turning to the topic down there in Discord, let's take a quick peek at that. Tell me if you think it's worth getting into. I think it's really good. Otherwise,
see a wall of words.
Otherwise, we can go look at questions. And questions are always fun. You know that.
That post, I don't think is really relevant just because is the list of things that are missing from the game. We do know that the storyline stuff they're working on, and
there's a lot of good points, that we can talk pro and con against throughout. I just thought it was worth delving down the rabbit hole and getting other feedback and see what other people thought about it. But it's one where you know what they're going to end up probably releasing in 2017, probably third or fourth quarter, and it's going to be one where
they are going to end up having, even though there's going to be things that get developed later on as they improve things like adding new skills. Yeah. What this person wants is essentially rewrite the entire game.
Well, yeah.
He wants a new game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
I missed it.
When you get to bigger zones and mines, especially for multiplayer, they want a completely new game because they want hundreds of side quests, secrets, hidden stuff here and there.
Well, see, now you're getting down that whole path there, and I'm going to bring it up on screen because...
Well, I'm looking at it. I mean, the hundreds of side quests is the second thing.
Well, but here's the kicker, and that's my point exactly. He's going, we need hundreds of side quests. How much have you really explored out there? You can find a dozen plus in each town that I've been to. So how many side quests has this guy actually done? How much has he actually looked for the quests is my question. And then I see this thing about the dungeons. He makes a comment that, you know, most of the dungeons, and for the most part, most of the dungeons are, you know, a slash hack and kill and don't require a whole lot of thought. But my question is, has he run Chillblains? Chillblains requires some thought and some puzzle solving. Some new stuff that's just coming in is requiring you to solve puzzles. How many of the puzzles has he solved in some of these dungeons down there? Or does he even know about those dungeons? Yeah, I mean, people go down to those dungeons, they hack, slash, they miss secret rooms. There's loads of secret places all over the place. Do you know them all?
Maybe he's not high enough to go to those.
Soda Map doesn't give you everything. You know. So, and again, being in the unfinished state.
This person also wants a premium membership with a monthly payment.
Yeah, well, that's another reason why I wanted to get in here because, it's been discussed, it's been tossed about, and I believe the decision has already been made that that's never going to happen. But there's so many points in here that we could sit down and discuss, and I just thought it was worth.
An auction house, which would be a disaster.
Well, see, again, auction house. Some games have in-game auction houses. We've asked for, at least metrics so that we can get an idea on the economy. He mentions the economy as being non-existent.
Even if you look at like the Owl's Head public vendor, it's like the number of people that didn't pay attention ever to the fact that if you put something on the public vendor, it doesn't sell. It gets sold to the merchant at
local vendor for its base
vendor
price.
prices.
That's right. Yeah.
So you end up getting it's almost all vendor trash, and so you actually lose money, especially when you're paying 10%.
A lot of interesting points to point out. Again, just for discussion's sake, because a lot of what he's pointed out here is actually already in the game, and that's what made me question this. The fights that lack tactics. You go down to Chillblains, you need a little bit of tactics to figure that stuff out. Has he been down there? Has he been down to the Rise? Has he been to some of those places where there's other traps now? Just curious questions. Anybody can go down a list and make a wish list, but how much of this has actually been explored is my question. I like of course, the suggestion of an in-game auction house, but does he know that there's a full-blown economy outside the game and that there's outside places to do that? There's players in-game running auctions, and that for those of us who are involved in that kind of stuff, I mean, Duke Violation and our guild, the BMC, are running regular in-game auctions. Why do we need an auction vendor? The idea is for the players to run this world, not for the bots to run the world. I mean, so does he get that? That's my question.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, you don't seem to be too interested in this, so let's get to telethon questions. How about that?
A lot of it is the stuff that's in development currently, and so it's one where it's like he's making a comment, but he makes a reference to, hey, let's compare this to this one troll in the Rise, the Obsidian troll in the Rise, because he's got bad pathing. It's like, bug report that, and then from there it's like,
exactly my point.
It's
there are like,
it's like, yeah,
it's nice to have a wish list. It's nice to be able to do, and say, hey, this is what you should do. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. But fishing. We understand fishing's not finished. Agriculture. We know agriculture is not finished.
Agriculture doesn't even have a skill tree yet.
That's right. Lock picking. We know lock picking is not there yet. I mean, we're aware of this. So picking on that stuff,
there's a priority list they have, and like you said, I mean, the guy wants achievements, and it's like, yeah, well, that's good, that's fun, but agriculture needs skills. There's big holes in skills.
But what I don't think a lot of people understand is a lot of the polish and finish that they're saving for the end. In my eye, my mindset is that they've got a shit ton of low-hanging fruit that's pretty much drop and use, most likely, and a bunch of systems ready in place. But of course, all these systems could not be put in place until we've laid the foundation, which is just now coming into final fruition. So I'm thinking things like agriculture are going to be a drop-in package. I'm thinking things like certain other things are going to be a drop-in, and they'll tweak them to their own modifications because it's such low-hanging fruit. It's not high on the priorities list for final polish. I mean, final polish, it'll be the last stuff that goes in because it's going to be easy stuff to drop in. That's the way I see it. I don't see agriculture being hard. We've got the planting system. We've got the crops. They've got that down. Now they just got to tie it to skills. My 2 cents on that one.
And bulk watering and planting.
Coming. They know it's coming. Now, again,
hey, don't forget the fertilizer.
It's one of those things that I also got to harp on. That if anybody thinks that when this game comes out and gets to initial release, hey, this is Shroud of the Avatar, here's our finished game, and that's it, is sorely mistaken. The game is going to constantly evolve. We're going to still have monthly updates every single month. There's going to be new additions. There's going to be tweaks. This is going to be an ongoing thing through the life of the game. It's going to be a living, breathing game. So there's always going to be something that somebody says is missing. Just my 2 cents.
Everybody's got a problem.
That's right.
Well, that, and it's like what ends up happening is we also have to remember this is an open development. The game's been developed for 3 years by about a staff of 30.
Correct.
And that staff of 30, everybody's got like their task list, and they've actually done a fantastic job with what they have. I mean, that means that they have to recycle a bunch of assets. And there are other games, especially AAA titles, that are in development for 7 years before you see anything, and they're nowhere near as playable as Shroud is. And the amount of content that they've actually put in. Or have tons and tons and tons of funding, but still haven't gotten anywhere. Are you making a slight jab at a certain game that's raised over $200 million?
That would be the game. That's right.
$200 million, and what do you have to show for it? Because
a bunch of pretty ships in a hangar.
Yeah, a bunch of pretty ships in a hangar.
Yeah, but
it's not even a demo for it.
I don't get it. We've raised a little over 11 million of development, and we've actually been physically playing and participating and actively enjoying the world for the better part of 2 of those years. So I just don't see, but maybe we're a little jaded, but I don't know. I know it's a far cry from the days of sitting on the seat down by the bank because I couldn't move because the graphics were so heavily intensive on and the bugs and the lag, and you know, these days we can freely move around. Things have just, it's a world difference in the 2 years, that's for sure.
And and we have to remember that they're going to launch as soon as the storyline is complete, just because they've met the Kickstarter goals, and then they're going to continue the development. Every single month we're going to have new things to come out, and that means it's like, once it's launched, it's not a friggin' disc for a Sony PlayStation or Sega Genesis.
You're not going to get a disc and that's
all
it.
You have. Yeah.
That's
those
my
have
point.
updates.
So if you're going to sit there and give us a laundry list of things that ain't finished, or maybe not finished by the time episode 1 comes around, you got to remember episode 1 and the release parameters for episode 1 includes A, B, and C. It includes fulfilling all the Kickstarter promises. It involves getting the storyline content in, and it includes getting the base system functionality to get the game out and released. There's no promise of we're going to have everything from sailing boats to riding mounts to airships that you can fight across in mid-sky.
Magic carpets.
Yeah, there was no promise that everything and any thing on the wish list was going to be done by episode 1. And anybody who thinks that has really got the wrong mindset coming in. But let me derail this by saying, again, there's a lot of stuff that's in the works, but we are in the midst of a free play week. So for those folks who have been out there who have maybe been wanting to get in and try the game, they've been hesitant because they get these mixed reviews. We'll tell you, we'll be the first guys out there to tell you, don't read most of the reviews. The reviews are from people who haven't given the game a chance or came in and have read all the warnings. If you guys were here and saw our little skit last weekend, we got to do more of those, by the way. The game is in development. You understand that? Yeah, I understand.
I don't understand that.
Are we going to have to reread that script again?
Again, we're going to have to need more of those, and that's going to be exactly part of what the rebranded NBN is going to be when we make that move. Instead of having the show running in repeats, throughout the day and boring old stuff, we're going to have little, public service announcements like that, so that people out there watching will get to see us, be able to give you information like, hey, doing that. We're going to have, Tex doing some Avatar TV stuff. We're going to have Justin doing a couple of walkthroughs and other things, and we're gonna shake it up a little bit by bringing you some new, fresh stuff without boring you with the same old. But we're in the middle of a free play week, and for those people out there who haven't had a chance to play, go out to the Shrouded Avatar site and check it out. Free play through Thursday. Come on, take a look and see what we're talking about. And of course, again, when you're free to come in and talk to us and join us here right in Discord, you can go to the nbnn.info webpage and come join us.
Yeah,
and,
I saw a few visitors running around.
Yeah, there's again, as we were out over the weekend having a good time, and I was out. I saw, like I said, Lord British List, Atos, out there helping new people bouncing around the world. The staggering real truth of this is this was just put out there. There was no promo. The hospitalers had no clue. None of us guilds had any advance notice so that we could say, hey, okay, guys, we got new people coming in. Be ready for an influx. And this was pretty much a word-of-mouth campaign.
I think it was a GDC thing.
Well, yeah, but being down at the conference is just, but it was word of mouth. It wasn't advertising. They didn't go out and, buy any media publication. They were just out at the conventions, doing stumping, man. They were out there politicking. And, of course, once they made a blurb about it, the community got hold of it and started blasting it out all over social media. And the numbers have just been off the chart. We're waiting to see, and I'm guessing we'll hear those numbers here on Thursday, as well as we're going to be hearing some other really fantastic numbers on Thursday. I hear, Thex.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
I don't know.
Although
This community kills me. These people,
Thex.
I tell you, they're heartless people out there.
Heartless people, man.
Dex, did you want
Right.
to tell people about picking up their stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't we talk about that real quick while we got a few minutes before we got to move on? Auctions have ended with the...
Yep, they're all done with the Iron Maiden Chemo Relief Fund, and I've currently been dropping off stuff to people, and actually I've almost got the list done. So if you catch me online and ping me and let me know you're on, and I'll come bring you your stuff, or you can meet me depending on the size of the load.
Depending on the size of the load.
You like that?
How did I know that was scripted? No.
Don't know
I
what you're
love
talking
you
about.
guys.
Yeah, it was interesting with this auction. There was about 12 to 16 people that pretty much bought it all. So, it wasn't quite the nightmare that I thought it was going to be delivering all this stuff, because people are, they went in there. There was, a small pool of people bidding. So there was a small pool of winners.
There was some nice bid fights in there too, I understand.
Oh, yeah.
We won't go into that. We're going to save that for Thursday when you get to tell and talk to people a little bit more. And the whole community will get to see and hear what's going on.
The grand total.
Now, I'm going to wait, and we'll do this tomorrow. And there's something out there I want you to look at, and we'll discuss that and bring it back tomorrow, hopefully.
Okay.
Do something.
Do something. That's right. Let's see.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued.
3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Do you want to? Why don't we hit this real quick? Did I drop that link for you? Are you
No.
at the question by any chance?
No. What
No.
are you
Okay.
talking
Well,
about?
let me drop a link for you then.
It's like, what are you talking about? Did
What am I talking about? What do we do before every Peloton?
I see Luke. I'm your daddy. Now come to the dark side. We have cookies and porn.
And porn. That's right.
I see a long fart.
Important news bulletins, Jack.
Yeah. So what are you looking for? That's
Important
the same.
news.
That's the same thing we already talked about.
Oh, didn't I get the right one?
No, you didn't.
Come on.
Killing me, Smalls. Killing me.
Get it
I don't
together.
know. My mouse died. I got this piece of crap replacement till the other one comes in tomorrow.
Okay. Which one did you finally settle on?
Yeah, what you get?
My notebook wireless one. Is this the same one?
Yeah, that's the same one.
Same
Why
one.
is it not copying what I got here? That's not what I'm copying.
Control V.
Post the same one again.
I saw that. I'm trying to get it right.
Just one more time. Come on.
There we
Third
go.
time's a charm.
Try
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay. That's what you wanted to look at? You could have just told me that, hey, I want to talk about something like
You
that.
just told me.
I did tell you.
Why don't you just tell me the number?
Because I want to spend
Do you want to get to some questions?
Well, you didn't
You
say
said I don't know what you're talking about.
You didn't say telethon questions. You said, did you get to the questions? It's like, what questions
I
are you
said, do you
talking
wanna
about? I
get
have
to
no
the
idea.
questions?
I can't read your mind, man.
Let's do BDF. Let's do the first one before we move on. We'll tease them a little bit, and we'll move right on in on them tomorrow. How about
Why do ingredients and food recipes not get consumed during the crafting process when you fail? It's food. If you burn it all, the stuff is gone. You can't just undo the sugar in your cookie dough. It's gone.
Oh, jeez.
Complaining.
Don't
Bug.
make it harder.
Don't make it harder.
Bug. Bug
No,
report
it's
that.
not a bug. It's supposed to only consume the fuels so that they don't piss off the general population, and BDF should know that.
Yeah, you lose the coal.
It's not enough for him, I guess.
Put it this way: if you had 500 cottons starting out and you lost a cotton every time you did it, are you going to go out and try that again? Or no, you're not going to do that. If you lose the fuel, people are cool with it. If you lose the food, people are not cool with it.
Yeah, especially if you're farming high-level mobs to get meat.
Yeah, we're not
Then
playing
the
zombie
chance would have to be higher
apocalypse where you
for
have to
success.
survive and keep the zombies from eating your flesh type scenario here.
Actually, that might be exactly what BDF wants.
Well,
He wants that dragon meat that dragon meat stew to become even rarer, because the people failing will end up being consumed, and
you'll lose your whole player base that way.
I'm afraid they're gonna add food spoilage. That's my big fear. All the
Spoilers. Now that I could dig.
Shut up, man.
That I could dig.
Shut up.
Yeah.
No
Can you
ideas.
just flick off the green parts and eat it anyways?
Yeah. Could spoiled
If you
food be
deco with
like
it,
Lord
does it get
British's
moldy?
poisoned bread? I don't know. Can we get sick by eating bad food and having debuffs instead of buffs for eating bad food?
The 5,000 wolf meat I have in my chest gone in an instant.
Yeah.
Exactly. Got to do something with that stuff. I mean, rot does occur. Unless you have a refrigerator.
We have
You
rotting.
can buy a refrigerator in the store.
Does
Is
that
anybody
mean,
figuring out what to do with rotting flesh yet? I keep getting
wait,
that question.
Hold on.
from
Does
everybody.
that mean if you store it in your basement that it will actually preserve even longer, or are we going to have the smokehouse so that way we can use the smokehouse as our meat preservation?
Jerky.
I would like to see both.
Okay.
Smoked fish, smoked venison.
I'm gonna bury stuff in the yard like haggis.
Yeah.
Smoked
Get some kimchi.
You want the blood kings?
Kimchi, there you go.
Yeah.
It's good shit.
Yeah. Okay, so could you please consider making the following alternatives to the stun and mesmerize skill? BDF wants them to work more like root, where the player can still fight but can't move, instead of freezing the player so they can no longer cast or use spells or skills. Why not make it so stuns, mes, and root players prevent from using skill spells centered around strength, intelligence, dex, respectively? It's like a temporary mind wipe for all the skills.
I don't know. Do not the title of these skills speak for themselves?
Yep.
Stun, mesmerize. What is wrong with the definition
Mesmerize
of
is a intelligence attack, so you shouldn't be able to do anything.
these? Yeah. You squirrel. Hello.
Well, mesmerize, you should be stupefied, so not just confused, but also
And stunned.
and unable to.
Does he
cast
understand what
it.
a stun gun does? Do we have to hit him with a taser to make sure that he understands what stun does? Yeah,
Ooh, I'd watch that on YouTube.
yeah, I would pay to watch that. But no, just
Then-
joking, BDF. But again, yeah, those are self-explanatory. Why would you change them?
Well, do they work that way?
No, he wants to change them so they work like root, so that when you're stunned, you could still fight. Well, that doesn't define stunning somebody. I'm sorry, it just doesn't do it.
And then
They're different.
Yeah, I think they are different skills, and so they should definitely have different negative effects. So stun should definitely keep you from doing anything because you are incapacitated temporarily.
As well as mesmerized.
Mesmerized, I think you should be completely stupefied, and anything that does take any kind of... That should definitely prevent you from casting anything. It should also...
I would like
you
to
should
see
still be
maybe
able to
a
move,
one. I would like
but-
to see maybe a 1D100 with the possibility if you roll 100, you can actually strike a killing blow while you're mesmerized. Type, accidental. Accidental, yeah, whoop. Yes, I mean that would be, yeah.
But the other thing about that is, you should also be able to attack your party members.
Oh, again, that's mesmerized. Now, if you've ever had a really good DM, you know that crazy shit like that can happen when spells like that are cast. So, I would like to see it more that way than trying to make it more like root. But that's just us.
Question 3. It has been said multiple times that body parts would no longer be part of the ransom system. Could we please make this a priority so that when people win and lose, it matters and we're not just trading a handful of gold?
When did they say that? I thought body parts were an integral part of the
Yeah, I thought they were
loot
definitely
system.
Yeah. I
that's
don't
news
even
to
remember
us.
them saying that they're going to drop that.
Again, I've never even heard a peep on that. That's I mean, we would have read that in a stand-up. We would have read that someplace.
It might have been posted somewhere on the forums, or he's taking that out of context where other players said, "No, don't do this."
I've heard that before.
But anyway,
Yeah,
moving right along.
Moving right along, it's time for calendar. And the updated NBNN website where Laz has updated the logos for the New Britannia News Network. Yay! Don't forget, in order to access the calendar, just click on the calendar button at the top. And then from there, it is a Google Public Calendar, which means it's included in the SOTA NBNN app. Yay! Which you can get on all the stores for all of your devices. Since it is a public Google Calendar, it is actually an aggregate of a bunch of other public calendars. And if you would like your public calendar added to the Shroud of the Avatar community calendar hosted on nbnn.info, you can always email news@nbnn.info.
This guy.
And that goes to that guy. And then today is Tuesday, March 7th. All times on the calendar are Central Standard Time in the real world, but we prefer to refer to them as New Britannia time.
New Britannia time.
So VIP ticket sales are still available for SodaCon. There are 2 remaining, and don't forget that includes the
2 out of 12, folks.
guided tour of the Portalarium Studios, led by none other than Lord British. If you know that you're not going to be able to attend SodaCon in October, but you would like the cloak, don't forget that non-attendee cloak donations are available until those supplies are exhausted, and the early bird ticket sales are still ongoing until April Fool's Day. Now that that's covered, today at noon, 3, 6, 9, and 12, around the clock, there are 2 idiots. 2 idiots that don't know what the hell they're doing on a show called Lunch with Laz and Jack on WRFB.
Lunch with us.
That's right. Where we interpret the news so you don't have to. At 2 o'clock you can always join Sean Silverfoot for the Paxlayer Town Manager Hour and learn about all of the Paxlayer boroughs, or if you're interested in becoming a resident of Paxlayer, just ask him and he'll set you up. At 3 p.m., the EVL Guild is holding a Euro-friendly dungeon crawl.
Euro dungeon crawl.
And that's going to start on the overworld map outside of Owl's Head, and that is led by none other than Wintermute Offcoff. At 7 p.m. for the American player. The EVL is also holding a dungeon run that's also... The stinky Americans. Also meeting on the overworld map outside of Sultan, Owl's Head, and that's going to be led by none other than Zenny. If that's not your thing and you'd rather go do a dungeon run of Chilblain's Compendium of Pain and Suffering...
Chilblain's Compendium of Pain and Suffering.
That's right, you can join the Jade Dragons for that dungeon run, and that's led by Mal Hari. Yay! At 7 p.m. on WRFB.
WRFB.
The 70s at 7. And if you are a backer of the Hearth of Britannia, they are having a Patreon backer rabble, which means that you can go hang out with other Patreons and talk about Hearth-related items.
You can rabble with Rustic Dragon.
I know, you get to hang out and talk with them for an hour.
Now, Rustic, is he busy or is he still here listening?
I'm here listening.
Tell the folks about it real quick.
Art to get his attention.
Yeah, certainly. This is the first Patreon backer rabble, and one of the promised rewards for my Patreon is a monthly hangout where we basically talk about what the Hearth of Britannia is doing, what my plans are, and let people discuss and shape the course of those plans. In this case, we're going to be talking about Hearth of Britannia, the upcoming Hobloth 4, and also a little bit of stuff that I've been doing with the cookbook lately, which is honestly somewhat backburnered to make room for Hobloth 4. But in this rabble, I'm going to explain kind of what my plans are for Hobloth 4, the trinkets that I plan to have, some of the story stuff, and let people talk about that stuff. So those of you out there, if you have not backed the Hearth of Britannia on Patreon, definitely do that, and you can come to this rabble and get spoilers for the event and help shape the direction of the event. That being said, if you don't want spoilers, don't come to this rabble, because it's totally going to be a bunch of spoilers, and it's going to ruin the surprise, because, in my opinion, one of the best things about going to Hobloth is learning what the quest will be as soon as you get there, and learning what trinkets you get as soon as you get there. So it's entirely up to you whether or not you want spoilers or not.
That's right. And Hobloth is an experience. Jack, I, Scroda, we can all tell you about it as well.
It was a ton of fun.
And Rustic, I got to tell you, is last year you took a very big leap of faith in this community, and it paid off 1,000-fold, in my opinion. The community stepped up to make that a wonderful event, and we're looking forward to this year's event. So thank you very much.
Certainly, and thank you. I think it turned out wonderfully as well.
And all Hobloths are completely different. So if you went to Hobloth 3, don't think that Hobloth 4 is going to be the same thing. If you went to Hobloth 1, Hobloth 2 was completely different. Hobloth 3, even more different. So everything is completely different. Every single Hobloth. I don't even know what Hobloth 4 is going to be like, and I'm sure that Rustic Dragon has a general idea, but that may change. Would that be a fair assessment?
That is a fair assessment. I have a general idea, and you're absolutely right that it may change, and you guys out there listening can help make it change.
That's right. So stay tuned to, of course, us here. We'll be bringing you any updates Rustic's willing to give us beforehand, and you can go check him out at the Hearth of Britannia's Patreon site to get yourself included in all this banter and fun stuff. But meanwhile, we got to move on. You want to just shout out those other two items on the calendar? I've already closed it down.
10 p.m. Avatars Radio, Temper Tantrum T-Days, and 10 p.m. on WRFB.
WRFB, Radio Free Britannia. Of course,
number.
SodaCon Austin 2017 happening at the end of the year. If you need information, go to sodaconaustin.org and get all the information you need out there. If you don't find it out there, go ahead and hit me up, and I'll go ahead and get you pointed in the right direction.
That means it's time for us to actually thank our sponsors. I'm just going to hit play on that.
I'm not even hitting play on that today. We're just going to go ahead and put a blanket out to all the sponsors out there. They will understand that we've got other things sometimes that have to take a little precedence. And, of course, though, we do have to thank, and we cannot forget the folks out there watching today. Thank you guys again for being here every day, joining us, coming here in Discord, watching on YouTube, watching the streams, listening to us throughout the day on WRFB. Gotta lose that joke. It's getting old. But yes, great stuff coming down the pipe. We'll have plenty more for you tomorrow. Again, thank you folks for joining us. Jack, you want to say thank you?
Yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for participating. Thank you for hanging out with us in Discord. Thank you for watching out on Twitch, YouTube, and or listening on Radio Free Britannia. We couldn't do the show without you guys, and we do it for you guys. So thank you for hanging out with us. Don't forget, join us in Discord, discord.me/NBNN.
That's right. Or just visit the website and you can get your hands on all the information out there. But we got to wrap it up for today. We're going to get out of here. We'll be back with more questions for the telethon, more latest news and updates here, and whatever else we can think of tomorrow. I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.